Today, I'd like to share some perspectives with you about being sensitive, being emotionally and vibrationally sensitive in this world, which I know for many of us can sometimes feel like more of a burden than the gift that it actually is. And the first perspective I want to share is that sensitivity can be seen as an indicator of our awakening. Think about it in separation consciousness, where we have all these painful beliefs about our separateness from each other, from source. We feel not enough, we feel vulnerable. That gives rise to fear and anxiety and worry, to anger and blame. And all of those energies, all those emotions are heavy. They're heavy energy. And that heaviness dulls our sensitivity to who we are. It dulls our senses. And so as we begin to wake up to who we really are as vibrational beings in a vibrational universe, as individuated extensions of source itself, we become more aware of the fullness of who we are. We become more able to sense the fullness of who we are. And so the sensitivity is, again, an indicator of our awakening. Now, it often feels like something other than a gift, as I've said, because we awaken from the heaviness of separation consciousness into the lighter, more expansive view, moving toward unity consciousness. But in separation consciousness, we were oriented toward looking outside of ourselves, both for answers, for guidance, for answers, but also to assess possible threats. So the orientation in third dimensional consciousness was outward. And so even as we awaken to more of the fullness of who we are, we still have that orientation. And so we're in effect applying our sensitivity outward to others. We're bringing that orientation with us. And as we become more sensitive, we're now sensing more of what's, quote, outside of us. And that's why it can sometimes feel overwhelming, because the ability to sense energy happens really quickly. Vibrations are moving, they're very fine. We can sense them what feels like instantaneously. So therefore, it seems that we have little or no direct control or influence over our ability to sense others. But that's what we want to shine a new light on here, which is that we can intentionally orient our sensitivity toward ourselves, because being able to sense our own vibration is essential to being able to establish our own vibration. Remember, we are individuated extensions of source itself. We are innately powerful, innately powerful. We have the power the ability to establish our own vibrational state of being. And as we get better and better at that, as we establish states of being, such as peace and confidence and respect and joy and delight and satisfaction, the other vibrations that may be available generally in the collective energy field will not be a match to ours. So we'll be able to, in a sense, set the tone. We set the tone for our own experience by virtue of our ability to sense how we are feeling, to sense our own vibrational state of being. And if you think about a musician tuning an instrument, well, they need to be able to hear the tones to tune. Well, as sensitive people, we have the ability to sense what we want to tune to or attune ourselves to. So think of sensitivity as this great ability to tune ourselves with source, with the energies of source, because we can sense them, we can feel them, we can recognize them. And being able to do that is, again, hugely important in being able to then sense whether we are in harmony with those tunes, those tones, those frequencies. The idea here, again, is to reorient our idea of sensitivity inward, in a sense, staying close to how we feel. And because we are sensitive and we are able to detect subtle movements in energy and vibration, we will be better and better able to notice when we are not in tune with how we want to feel, with the state of being we wish to be living in and from and through. And so the sooner we can recognize those wobbles or dips in our vibration, the sooner we can take some deep breaths and we can pause and we can readjust. And that's really what this is all about. It's about practicing that. It's about intending for that and practicing that. For example, before heading into some kind of a situation that might typically generate feelings of anxiety or overwhelm, we can take a few moments to get quiet, to come within. I always encourage placing one or both hands over the heart, closing the eyes if we can, and really feeling for how we want to feel, the state of being we wish to be in. And we can intentionally evoke that feeling. We can do it. This really is something we can do, and it just takes some practice. We can also practice during other times, not just before a potentially stressful situation, but at other times while we're washing dishes, perhaps, or taking a bath or taking a walk, times that do not typically generate feelings of overwhelm in us, times when we are at least neutral and perhaps feeling good. We can practice this intentional evoking of desired states of being. And of course, we can use other techniques. We can focus in ways, we can visualize. There are many other things that can be done to support ourselves in feeling a certain way. Yet I want to emphasize here that we can just go directly to the feeling itself because we are sensitive to energy and feeling. So simply play with this idea of that sensitivity is a gift, and it's a gift because it allows you to access your innate power to establish your vibrational state of being. And it is your vibrational state of being that governs the quality of experiences that you have. It doesn't mean we lose sensitivity to others. We can still become aware of how others may be feeling. We just won't be pulled in to those frequencies if we choose not to be. So I leave you with this. I hope it's helpful. This idea that, first of all, your sensitivity really is an indicator of your awakening to more and more of your own brilliance and radiance and talents and gifts. It enables you to consciously and intentionally tune yourself to the frequencies, the harmonics, the states of being you wish to live in, through, and from.